바다의 질서가 중동전쟁을 계기로 근간부터 흔들리고 있습니다. 국제해협에서 자유항행이라는 원칙을 이란이 거부하고 호르무즈 해협에서 이 통행료를 말하기 시작하면서인데요. 해상 주권을 무기로 한 이 유료 해상 시대에 대한 우려까지 나오는 가운데 국제해사기구 사무총장과 이야기 나눠봤습니다.
In accordance to international law, no particular country has the right or total control of an international waterway. And this is the situation right now. Since 1968, IMO has an established mechanism for the ships to transit through the Strait of Hormuz, and that has been put in place in cooperation with both Iran and Oman as the coastal countries of this strait. So that is what still is the valid position of IMO in accordance to international law, of course. No, that is not correct. The reality is that in accordance to the Convention of the Law of the Sea, as well as the customary international maritime law, international straits are open to freedom of navigation and the right of innocent passage. There may be jurisdictional waters on these straits, and this is why we have a mechanism established here for both Iran and Oman to participate in it, but one country doesn't have absolute control of these kind of waterways. If we look at the Panama Canal and the Suez Canal, they are under the jurisdictional waters of only one country. So there's no participation of other governments of other countries. Also, if we look at the Panama Canal, that is a man-made structure. That is not a strait. So it is not a comparison like for like. That is the reason why on international straits around the world, the same principle of freedom of navigation and right of innocent passage is the one that is upheld. And we also need to remind everyone that introducing tolls against international law creates a very dangerous precedent globally. Countries do not have the right of the legal power to introduce tolls or fees on international straits. This is something that is very well established of international maritime law, and it's something that has been customary for all these centuries that we've been operating. There are no legal policies or rules that actually permit the introduction of tolls. So regardless if it's who makes the comment, that would be the answer. The announcement of these additional waterways or corridors in order to transit have not gone through the approval and verification process of IMO, which is very well established in the organization and to which Iran has participated for many years since they have been members to this organization. And of course, I'm already in conversations with them to find out more information into how they are going to present that to the organization. Until it comes and is presented to us, it goes through the procedures and verifications. It's not something that we actually have agreed or that we would recommend to be used for international navigation. I have received information and I have circulated it in accordance to the request from Iran about their concerns on the safety of navigations and the reason why they have established this new corridor. At the same time, I have explained to them the rules of procedures that we have in the organization and that it needs to go through it, and that there's no demonstration and official confirmation that the other corridor is actually dangerous at present, apart from the conflict and the threats that have been posed. So these are the engagements that we continue to have, and I will maintain that because it is important to understand the views of Iran as well as express the concerns that we have as a maritime community for any negative impact that this has in shipping and in particular the seafarers. We have started and prepared already a procedure and operational mechanisms of the ships that will need to exit the Strait of Hormuz first in relation to how long they have been there, any needs, particular needs that they have, the cargoes, etc. But that would only be in operation until we have confirmation that the strait is safe for everyone to transit. No, we're not considering a naval escort of merchant ships. That's something that was very clear discussed during the council meeting of IMO. And I have said before that this is not a long-term, neither a sustainable solution, particularly because using naval escorts do not guarantee 100% the safety of the ships and the seafarers. Engagement and diplomacy. It is important that countries address the root causes of this situation, also to maintain contact with all those seafarers on board those Korean vessels, and even remotely try to maintain assistance, particularly because they've been there for a long time now, and the mental health and fatigue continues to be quite a significant risk. And at the same time, to maintain engagement with the littoral countries in the Persian Gulf in order for them to supply the necessary water, food, and fuel that the ships trapped in the region need, and the seafarers. Shipping is essential for everyone around the world, and we've seen how the global economy and the populations are all being negatively affected because of this conflict. And shipping should not be used as collateral damage in geopolitical situations.